Clear Hearing Aids have a unique way of communicating to many devices. You know, we are in a technologically strong world today with MP3 players and iPhones and iPads and television, and patients that are hearing impaired for many years have been challenged in using those devices. With the Widex Clear Hearing Aid and their wireless connectivity, they now can connect to all of those devices, and it's streamed directly into the hearing aid with both ears at the same time.
Another aspect of this is that with the Clear technology, by allowing a person to hear with both ears, we can take advantage of what nerve function still exists from both sides. I like to compare it to reading. When a person is having trouble reading, they want as much light as possible so that their eyes get as much information to be able to make out the fine print. Well, hearing is just the same. When you're in a difficult listening environment, you need the most auditory information possible to be able to make out what the words are. When a person is just hearing out of one ear, it makes it much more challenging.
Clear hearing aids with their audibility extender, when I get up in the morning and I go out on my deck and have a cup of coffee, we live in kind of a wooded area, and I can actually hear the birds in the morning now that I was never able to hear before.
As a hearing impaired individual, one of the biggest challenges is telephone communication, primarily because we tend to normally listen to the telephone with just one ear. And for many individuals that are hearing impaired, when they use one ear, their understanding ability is not as clear. With the Phone Plus feature, they are allowed now, either on a mobile phone or a landline, to actually hear the telephone conversation through both ears. And this allows for better understanding of speech and a much greater ease in communication.
I'm very excited about the Phone Plus technology within the Widex Clear Hearing Aids because it's very helpful to people when they can hear on the phone through both ears in stereo. It gives them the advantage to hearing the people and having better communication on the telephone, as well as it also has a feature where you can cut out a lot of that background noise so the person can focus directly on what the person is saying to them on the telephone.
This style of hearing aid is so nice. First of all, it's not noticeable. If anybody is being vain and worried about having to wear a hearing aid, they're not noticeable at all. I can wear them with my glasses. I don't have trouble with my glasses or my sunglasses. They still fit fine. And you don't have that plugged up feeling because you're not plugging up that whole area.
As someone with a hearing loss, I'm dealing with my patients, frequently older but frequently younger ones with hearing impairments, and I've told them, you need to get a hearing aid, you need to look into this, you need to get tested. I've found that it's very simple for me to bring that up because I'll just simply grab my ear and say, oh look, you know, and they'll say, oh, I didn't see that you were wearing hearing aids. You know, they're very concealable, and for the people with the vanity issues, that's not become a major issue. Particularly these Widex Clear are smaller than the older ones.
For many years, as an audiologist, I've experienced patients that suffer from tinnitus. It's an extremely prevalent problem. About 50 million individuals in the United States have that. And what's interesting is about 90% of those individuals, according to the American Tinnitus Association, also experience hearing loss. The Zen with the Clear Hearing Aid is a solution for both. As audiologists, we're very excited to have that as an option to offer our tinnitus patients.
Most patients who come in for the treatment of tinnitus are looking for some type of solution. They come in thinking that there may be a pill or a medication, but unfortunately we really don't have anything like that. However, it doesn't mean we don't have a treatment for it. New technology such as the Zen program of the Clear Hearing Aid is able to provide patients with fantastic relief from their tinnitus. This is an exciting new development and new technology which has really revolutionized the care for our tinnitus patients.
Yes, my husband loves the fact I have these clear hearing aids, but now we're focusing on him and saying, I think you need to be tested too. But his listening to the TV is much louder than I prefer to hear it anymore, and that's a first in our life. Usually I would have to tell him to please turn the TV up a little bit. Now I'm asking him, you know, that's awfully loud. Please turn it down for me. Not making him happy.
Listening to television and music is so much nicer. I was always telling my husband, please turn up the television, and that annoyed him because it was too loud for him, but I couldn't understand what was being said unless he turned it up. Now we can actually listen to it without blaring each other out. Same with my music. I can hear things and hear music, instruments and songs that I've been listening to all my life that I didn't notice before.
Clear hearing aids tell me when my battery is starting to diminish, when I have to replace it. It's almost like having a little GPS lady in there telling me, battery low, you better, she doesn't say you better replace it, but it'll say battery low, and I know I have to replace it. Very easy to replace, very easy to reinsert, and go on with my life.
Widex as a company has committed itself to being green, which I think is very important to a lot of individuals. We, of course, see it every day in recycling and all those other things, but they've taken it a step further. They really have thought about that, even in the design of their corporate headquarters, to make sure that they are really making the best use of all the resources that they have.
Would I recommend these clear hearing aids? I have repeatedly to people who I've talked to that have known that I've gotten these new hearing aids. For me, the cost is nothing compared to the gain that I get with the hearing improvement.
Overall, I think that the hearing aids do bring a great value. You're able to interact again with society and get involved with conversations, not just in a professional environment, but in a recreational or social environment. As far as the increased clarity for the mild increased costs, I think it's well worth it with the clear hearing aids.
We went out to eat recently, and even in a crowded situation, I was sitting there and I could hear and understand the people at our table that I was with, and the background noise was not overwhelming at all.
When listening in a crowded room, such as a cocktail party or a restaurant, one of the difficulties that patients have is that all the sound seems to blend together and they can't pick out what the person is trying to say. Some of this has to do with the loss of the three-dimensionality of sound, and that prior hearing aid technology produced more of a flat sound. The Clear technology by Widex actually produces a three-dimensional acoustic environment that provides a fantastic benefit for patients in some of the most challenging acoustic listening environments. For patients with hearing loss who are active professionals, sometimes they feel that if they start wearing a hearing aid, somehow this will be seen as a stigma, which limits their effectiveness in the workforce. I believe that, to the contrary, the new technology such as the Clear that exists will allow them to hear better, perform better in the workplace, work for a longer period of time as they get older, and will not be seen in any way as a stigma.
It is definitely, in my opinion, worth the money. I would not keep coming back to get new and improved hearing aids if I didn't think it was worth the money. Like I say, the difference in my relationships and the difference that I feel, the confidence I feel at work. I'm a receptionist in a veterinary clinic. It is very noisy. I am always on the phone. There's always people running around. There's dogs barking. And I was not confident. I couldn't hear people on the phone. I was afraid of making a mistake, not hearing what the doctor was saying. It's given me my confidence back in my job. I use the MDEX feature, and I love the MDEX feature. My husband works out of town a lot. He works in Chicago, and in Chicago there is a no hands rule for your cell phones. So if I go out to visit him, and I have to make a phone call on my cell phone, I cannot do it unless it's hands-free. Because I wear hearing aids, I can't wear a Bluetooth. So the MDEX is my version of a Bluetooth so that I can talk on my cell phone hands-free. And it's very, very nice and very convenient. And it's amazing when you hear the voice right inside your ears with everything else that's going on around you, and it's literally right in your ears. It's wonderful. I love it.
At work, I seem to really hear things around me much easier. Besides just the hearing aids, with the MDEX has afforded me to feel so much more connected. I know it's not the clear hearing aid itself, but it's part of it, and that's part of the reason why I really love these hearing aids, is because it lets me be connected to my iPod, to the computer, and listen to videos. I don't have to worry about people hearing me jack up the sound, and I just feel so much more connected. I can listen to an audiobook through my phone, and it's been terrific. And also the telephone. I'm able to use the MDEX with the telephone, and it's been terrific.
It was amazing. I was in my audiologist's, office, and she put them in, and it was like I had surround sound. I mean, it was such a relief to hear properly and not have my ears stuffed up as if they had cotton in them. And I just went, I mean, I really loved it. I loved them right from the first moment after saying how cute they were.
The new hearing aid, the Clear, is so fantastic. Not only did I listen to it, but I brought my parents in to hear it as well. Even though I'm an ear specialist, I've had quite a challenging time with my father to recognize that he also can get benefits from hearing aids. For the first time, I saw my dad smile when he tried the Clear hearing aid technology.
First day we came in to try Evan's new hearing aids, the Clear Fusion, the moment that they went in his ears and they were programmed, you could immediately see a change in him. I mean, he lit up like a light bulb. It was like, wow, I can hear that. I mean, he was hearing sounds. He could hear the snap of a finger. He was not able to hear that. You could just see it immediately in him. He was looking all around the room like, what's that sound? Where is that coming from? As a parent, when your child is diagnosed with a hearing loss, you want to, obviously, you want the best for them. You want them to get out in the world and function and be just like every other child. And having the hearing loss was a deficit for him, and it is a deficit. And I can honestly say now with these hearing aids that we see, these Clear Fusion hearing aids, we see a huge change, very big change with him. He is a college student. He's doing much better in school. He's doing much better in all environments.
The Clear Fusions has helped me out a lot. You know, I feel like it kind of gave me a new step in life as to understanding what I want to do. You know, now I feel like I can accomplish anything I would like to do, and I have a goal and I can definitely complete it. And I feel like the Fusion hearing aids have helped me out a lot in order to get to that goal. And they're doing great. So far, they're working very good for me, and I think they will continue.
It's improved the quality of my life tremendously. I'm like any person with hearing loss. I would stay out of conversations and back out and just sit quietly because I could not hear, I couldn't understand. And now I fully participate in conversations because I can hear people talking behind me, to people talking to the side of me. Before, I had to look somebody in the face, I had to see their mouth. Not that I was necessarily reading lips, but if I couldn't see their mouth, I had trouble understanding what they were saying. And now they can be in the other room and I can still understand what they're saying.
Some physicians are reluctant to recommend hearing aid technology to their patients because in the past, other patients have complained or had poor experiences with them. I want to reassure physicians that new technology, and specifically the Clear technology, is such a significant advance in our ability to treat hearing loss that I urge them to reconsider their position and to recommend to patients to seek out hearing health care.
The Clear hearing aids are making it much easier for me to do what I do every day. As a physician, I'm interacting with people constantly and I need to hear what they have to say. And there's subtleties in the inflection of the voice that may give me more information than just straight out hearing what's going on.